No, thank you. No, as I always just mentioned about what the Buddha nature is. What the Buddha nature is, our essential self. See, Buddha nature. When Shakyamuni Buddha realized who he was, he said, everything has a Buddha nature. Everything has a Buddha nature. So what do we have to do? What do we have to do other than it to realize what the Buddha nature is? Buddha nature is the essential of ourselves. That's the reason we have to do that. There is a very famous the story about the Buddha nature, about the Buddha nature. You know much about the ancient Chinese, the very famous the Zen master named Joshu. I don't know much about what you call it, call him in English, but Joshu in Japanese. There was some monks just asked him, see, even dog has a Buddha nature or not. See, because the Shakyamuni Buddha just teach us everybody has a Buddha nature. That's the reason that this monk just asked Joshi whether the dog has a Buddha nature or not. His answer is yes. Yes. The people are just understand. Oh yeah. Even dog has a Buddha nature. Yeah. As Shakyamuni Buddha just teacher. Very easy to understand. Very easy to understand it. Then another occasion. See, another monk just asked him whether dog has the Buddha nature or not. And his answer is no. So this answer is a very sensational answer. People never understand why are the Joshi just answers no. See, once he just asked the same question, he said yes. The other occasion when he just answered the same question, he said no. See, this is a very important thing for us to realize who we are. See, what do people think about the Joshi's answer is quite much not understandable. See, not much understandable. See, his answer is different. His answer is different with same question. People never understand it. Why Joshi Johnson answered differently. See, that's much people just attached to the words and the letters. See, words and the letters. He completely answered what the Buddha nature is, but people never understand it. See? He perfectly answered what the Buddha nature is. See? What it is. But when I clap my hand, see? See, everything becomes this sound without doing anything. When I clap my hand, see, everybody, everything become, or whole, you may say, whole universe become this sound. This is Buddha nature. See? When Joshi just answered, when the Joshi answered, yes, everybody become yes. When Joshi just answered, no, everybody become no. This is Buddha nature. Nothing concerned with words. Nothing concerned with words. When I clap my hand, everybody become this sound because of Buddha nature. Will be understandable. Only this aspect, in a sense, only one this thing exists in a whole universe. What listen. When I clap my hand, everybody, in a sense, the whole universe become this sound. Then only this fact, reality, in a sense, this fact, everything will be able to just act, will be able to act. Only this. These things we have to realize. This is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. Whole universe, just up with this. That's the reason. The Joshi, Master Joshi, just answered perfectly what Buddha nature is. Although he just answered different, people think of it, but his answer is perfectly the answer. His answer is perfectly correct. To see what's Buddha nature is. Without self, without understanding, without self, without understanding. See, when I clap my hand, everybody become this sound. See, what the people think about, there are so many people in this world, but not true. Only one person just living. See? When I clap my hand, everybody become one. Everybody become one. See? This third the patriarchs from the Bodhidharma, named Kanchi Sosan. He just teaches what he just teaches is everything is one. Everything is one. One is everything. This is the reality of the whole universe. This is the reality of the whole universe. When I face this, I simply become as it is. See? I simply become everything as it is. Within everything, there are so many things. See, everything is one. One is everything. This is a reality. This is a reality of the whole universe. What the people think about, there are so many things. That is a creation of. That is the creation of the thinking. That is not true. Everything is one. One is everything. That's the reason. That's why it's very simple. See, it's a very simple. Everything is one. One is everything. We never be confused. We never be confused at all. Yeah. Everything is one. One is everything. Always one. Always everything. We never could be confused at all. See? That is the reality of ourselves. That is the essential ourselves. As far as the essential self, never be confused. That's the reason. You see, never have any trouble, question, problem at all. That is the essential self. That's much great. That's much great and tremendous. People don't know much about this reality. Other people are exactly themselves. People are exactly the essential self. Other people don't know much about it. That's causes trouble, question, problem. See? That's the reason we have to do as others. See? Otherwise, you never be able to just realize this reality. Only that you'll be able to encounter the essentials. Oh, this is the essential self. It's a completely different from what we think of the self or I. It's completely different. Uh, as a master Joshi answered. See, the question is what's the Mark's question is in another word. What's the even dog has a Buddha nature or not? This question is whether whether the the what we think of the self or I exists or not. Exists or not. Then Joseph's answer is sometimes some occasions he said no. Yes. Some the other occasion he says no. What it means? What it means is our existence. Our existence is nothing concerned with thinking. Yes or no. Yes or no to the thing. Our existence is nothing concerned with thinking or concept. See? When I clap my hand, the essential says come out and disappear without doing anything. Without you never be able to just recognize whether it exists or not. Doesn't matter. It's simply just as it is, and completely and nothing left at all. This is the essential self. See, this is the Buddha nature. We never have any trouble. See, nothing left. Nothing left. Perfect. As far as thinking or concepts are concerned, there are something always left. There are something always left. And people try to figure out what or figure out or deal with or whatever. It's cause us trouble. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything because nothing there. Nothing there. Just as it is. As it is. Nothing there. This reality, this truth, we have to just realize. Otherwise, we never be able to just separate from. We never be able to separate from the question, trouble, problem, so-called suffering. If you just want to completely separate from suffering, you have to do other. All these are you'll be able to just separate from it. See, what's the other name? What's the other name? Whatever thinking just come out without any reason. So you don't need to care. You don't need to care much about it more. Simply let it go, ready to go as it is. This that. And the more you do this that, the more you'll be able to just recognize who you are. See? Who you are. That's the reason. That's the reason we would like to just recommend you to do that. Then we go back to today's the text number 5. Now this is very important. This is a very important the text number 5. The title says the essential true self. The essential true self is a Buddha nature. You may say the real Buddha, the real Buddha, emptiness, whatever. So many expressions the patriarchs just created because the essential self is so tremendous, incredible and uncountable. That's what huge one, tremendous huge one. That's reason even the kind of the emptiness never be found, never be covered up the whole what's covered up what the emptiness, what's the essential self. That's the reason how the patriarchs just try to just express, try to express as much as possible with word. But, it's all right. It's all right. So the essential self, the essential true self is such a tremendous one, but people never understand it. Right knows. Yeah, people are just acting. Yeah, people are living with the essential true self. That's the activity. That's the action. Acting. That action is more like a universe, much bigger, much larger, much bigger than the universe. God is you are doing right now. Although you are sleeping in the library, doesn't matter. Okay. So what's the Jinen Roshi just teach us with the text number 5, the essential true self. A, there are things we like and things we don't like. To be in the stage where both things manifest within us without becoming a problem. Very great. Very great. See, what he just want to say, what he just want to teach us is when I face this, when I face this, see, when I face this, I simply become as it is, see, without doing anything, without doing anything. In other words, see, without self, without self. When I face this, I simply become as it is. See, why, why do I have to be? Why do I have to be without doing them, without self? I simply become as it is. Nothing more or less, just as it is. See? People never understand it. And people never understand this reality at all. See, even in concept. See? But this is such a wondrous thing, wondrous, without doing it. See, when I just face this, see, I simply become as it is. See, this is the this is the biggest this is the biggest question for us to realize. If you never understand, very easy. When I face this, I simply become as it is, without doing, without self. People never understand it. That's the whole problem. This is a cause us problem, question, trouble. Once you just realize this reality, you never have any trouble, any question, any problem at all. That's much. That's much you have to do as others. Only that you can do it. Okay. There are things we like and the things we don't like. When I face this, I simply just become as it is. See, there is nothing concerned with this reality. This reality, nothing concerned with like or dislike. Without like or dislike, I simply become as it is. Why? Why do I have to be? See, nothing concerned thinking, like or dislike, that within thinking. See, without without thinking, I simply become as it is. See, and that's reason. See, these things happen before recognition. Before recognition is nothing concerned with thinking or concept. In other words, without without self, without self, I simply become as it is. This is a whole activity. This is every activity. See, we are doing in a daily life. In a daily life, nothing more or less, but simply just. You see, when I face this, I simply become one with the things as I faced. See, one day. See, this is the whole reality, whole reality of our daily life, or our the activity. But people never understand it. What people think always, because we think of what we have to do, what we want to do, then we'll be able to act. This is a completely misunderstanding. See? This kind of activity, we never done it before. And also it's totally difficult to do. See? See, totally difficult to do. See? Because our activity is nothing concerned with thinking. See? If you try to act by thinking, it takes us a long, long, and it causes us such a trouble. You see, even just take it up this one, take it up this one. Yeah. If you try to do it by thinking, oh, so this way, oh, this way, oh, this way. And this is see, always you have to be confused to take it out. Well, without thinking, it's total simple. You see, you you can do it right now. Always you can do it with without thinking. Take it without thinking. See, we don't need to think about it. We don't need to think about anything. See? Simply, who is doing? Who is doing? Who is acting? Who is acting? See? Oh, who is acting? Without thinking. Without thinking. Who is acting? And people don't know much about this reality. See? Even whole days, all day long, people are doing this without thinking. That much people don't know much about who they are. So, simply just see the Master Dogen teacher. See, if you if you want to study or learn, if you want to study the way of Buddha, if you want to study the way of Buddha, just study, just just to take a look at this. Just take a look at this one. Means just take a look at what's the six senses are acting. What the six senses is. See, things through eyes. See, sound to the ear, and smelling to the mouth, and tasting to the mouth, and the kind of the heart and the perception of the heart and heart and go to the body and the thinking. See? Take a look at it. Take a look at this. These are the activity with the six senses. See? People never just notice these things. People never notice. Only what people care much about is thinking, thinking what's so true. That is another. That is another good way to realize who you are. Those six senses are just acting. See, those six senses are acting equally. See? But what about, as far as people are concerned, only thinking of thought, only thinking of thought exists. And the rest of five senses are always dropped away. It's called astral. Those six senses just acting equally. See? Also randomly. without center. Without center, all what the people, as far as people are concerned, always kind of center exists. Always kind of exists. A center exists. What you think about the self or I always exists. Yeah. And then people just try to think of, oh, because I think of, because I try to see it, I can see the thing. This is totally misunderstood. This is totally misunderstood. Without the center, without the self. See, when I faced it, I simply, we simply know much about what it is. See, without center, without self. See, we know much about everything. People never understand this reality, even in concept. That's the reason people have to just have a trouble question problem. Once we just realize this, yeah, we never have any trouble. Very great. So that's the reason. That's the reason there are things we like and things we don't like. To be is a stage where both things manifest within us without becoming a problem. See, as I just mentioned, when I just face this, see, I simply become as it is without doing anything. People don't know about it, but this wondrous, marvelous activity, acting. People never understand it. Although people always just acting. See, this acting in daily life. See, the people always miss. Always people miss this reality, unfortunately. See, so we have to just in a sense, we have to just focus what this activity means. This one is nothing concerned with what we think of the self. This is not a human body. This is the Dharma body. But the people are totally misunderstanding. This one is what we think about the human body. What we think about the human body never exists. This one is a Dharma body. Nothing concerned with what we think about the self or I. This is such a great one, tremendous one. So even whole universe just come out on this body. Without this body, what do you think about the universe? Never come, never exist. This is such a tremendous one. But the people never understand it. People never understand. What do people think of? This is a human body. It's called a trouble, question, problem. Okay. So that because that's kind of a tremendous huge vision. That's the reason. Everything, everything just come out. Whatever everything come out on this the Dharma body. It's not gonna have any trouble because this is so tremendous. Yeah. Because people just think of this is the human body. That's the reason. The things just come out on this on this body. The people always try to figure out, always deal with why that kind of things come out. See? And always try to do it. It's called us trouble. But very fortunate. This one is such this one is not such a tiny, small one. This is a tremendous one. Whatever just happened on this, on this one, nothing. This one doesn't care much about anything. Doesn't care much about anything. That's much this one is such a tremendous one. Gary-san, you're such a tremendous one. But the thing is, you are always in library. Sometimes librarian just to ask you to go back to your home. But doesn't care. Okay. So that's the reason we never have any trouble because of this one. This is such a tremendous one. The thing is, you see, even this one belongs to you, definitely. This one belongs to you. But if you don't know much about what it is, you may not be able to just make use of this. See? That's a threat. That's a useless thing. See? So once you just realize what it is, you can just make use of it. Yeah? This is a tremendous. This is a tremendous. That's the reason we have to do a zazen. Then you'll be able to just like who we are. You may be able to realize what it is. See? Then you can just make use of it as you want it. See? Without any trouble, problem. Okay. So each person's current stage of being is such that they cannot be led astray, even if they wish to be deceived. Also great. Listen, this one never just have any trouble, never be confused at all, because as the master Dogi just teach you see this one. This one is as I just mentioned, not the human body, but the Dharma body. This Dharma body is completely and universal, as Master Dogi just teaches us. Listen, this is complete and universal. That's reason. We never have any trouble with this one. You have one. This one belongs to you. You have it. But you don't know much about listen, what this one is. That's causes trouble. That's the reason once we have to realize what it is. See? Then, as I just mentioned, you can just make use of it as you want, without any trouble, problem. Right? That's a Hyakamuni Buddha's realization. Okay. So each person's current stage of being this one, our present condition, is such that they cannot be led astray. never confused, never, never, never have any trouble. Even if they wish to be deceived. Yeah, Gary-san. Even you just try to be deceived by a librarian. You never, you never be confused. You never be deceived by librarian because you're you're a Dharma Buddha. The Dharma Buddha is such a complete and universal. Very great. Very good. Okay. Cannot be led astray even if they wish to be deceived. Very great. This means there is such a clear and definite way. Those six senses, activity of those six senses is perfect and universal. You see, although without center, see, those six senses just acting randomly, without any reason, randomly, without any reason. Those six senses just acting. See, what do people think about? If those six senses just acting, see, without any reason or random, it's going to be out of order. Out of the Dharma is not such a small one. Dharma is not such a small one. Without center, without self. See, those six senses just acting. But when I clap my you simply become this sound. You simply become this sound. This is Dharma. Perfect. Nothing more. Nothing more is happening. But this sound, only this sound. That's much Dharma is perfect, complete, and universal. That's the essence of ourselves. So we don't need to worry about anything. But unfortunately, people never know. People never know much about this reality. That's the reason we have to do as adults. Okay. This means there is such a clear and definite way. See, perfect. Only this way you'll be able to be saved, and you'll be able to save others. Only this way you can just save, you can save yourself, and then you can just save others. Very simple. If someone just asks you, how do I how I'll be able to save it? How I will be able to save? They say you just teach him or her, what it is. What it is. If you just realize, if you can just realize that you completely save yourself. You completely, you don't have any trouble at all. You can teach it. See, you can teach it. It's the only way people will be able to be saved. Very great thing. Without doing something. Just realize what it is. Only this is. This is totally enough. You don't need to say anything. Gary-san, you don't need to sleep anything. You don't need to sleep at all. Okay, very good. We have, although we have a chronic bad habit, see, that's the reason when a moment of consciousness, when a moment of consciousness arises, and we subsequently fall into thinking. See? This is a whole problem. What a whole problem. It's caused us trouble. See? Without any reason. See? Thinking or thought come out in your mind without thinking, without any reason. So we don't need to care much about it at all. See? Because without any reason. See? Without any reason is without self. People don't know much about this reality. That's the reason people always try to figure out or try to deal with, handle it. But without self, thinking or thoughts just come out in your mind. We don't need to care much about it also. See, this is a very important thing, but people don't know much about it. People always just try to just take care of the thinking or thoughts. See, uh, coming out in your mind without any reason. It's a kind of totally useless, totally useless. But unfortunately, people are always always doing it. It's caused us only this, only this one, only this. Ask people that cause us trouble. See? That's the reason we have to do that. See? The more you do that, the more you do that, the more you will be able to just understand what the thinking or thought is. And then sooner or later, you'll be able to just recognize, recognize the difference, recognize difference between thinking and reality. Thinking is another reality at all. So you'll be able to just realize this, recognize this. And you don't care much about thinking also. See, because you'll be able to just recognize, thinking so just come out in our mind without any reason. It's just like a bubble, just like a bubble in the river. That's the bubbles just come out in the river without any reason, just random, just without any reason, they come out. See? Exactly same, exactly same. Thinking so just come out in our mind without any need. You'll be able to just recognize this reality. Then you're not gonna care much about. You never care much about thinking and so. Then you never have any trouble. That's it. That's it. Okay, but 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 it's easy to say, but it's quite much difficult to do. But even it's a total difficult to do it. See, if you have a strong desire, to realize who we can do it. We can do it. Just like a Shakyamuni Buddha or a patriarch. They have a lot of trouble. But they did it. They did it. So we can do it too. So, you may just you may sit constantly, continually, even even uh, even anything happens, anything happens, you have to do. Then you'll be able to encounter the essential self. You are perfectly just satisfied with everything. Okay. Standpoint differ. This separates the sage and ordinary people. See, our existence, our ourself is see, exactly same with see, same with ordinary person and the sage. See, exactly same. What are the what is said? There are what is said. What was it? Oh, what is said? This separates the sage and the ordinary people. What people think about? There are two, there are two persons. Who is the ordinary person? The other one is a sage. This is totally misunderstanding. Only one person. See? Was thinking. Thinking divided one person, two or three. Two. See? See? Well, what it means is when the thinking, when the thinking just come out in your mind. See? What to say does it? What the sage does it? It's never that time, never time, never time. Simply just let it go as it is. Uh, uh, he never have any trouble. It, you be called a sage. Yeah, what the ordinary person is, whatever just thinking just come up. Always try to figure out, try to deal, try to deal what it is. This is the ordinary person. Exactly the same person, exactly the same one. Then one age, one age, it's hard to just figure out what it is. It's become, become, it's become, or he just become an ordinary person. If this person never touch, never care much about the thinking also, you're gonna be a saint. Very clear. Only one person. Only one. Gary-san, you are only one person. See, you always sleep. That's an ordinary person. You never be, you never sleep. You are sage, become sage. very, very simple. Okay. So that's much. That's much. If you just you can you don't you just misunderstand standing point. It causes trouble, or it makes you perfect, or the person who never have any trouble. That's it. The truth is, they are living in the same life and the same people. You see, one person. as I just mentioned, one person. And if this person just try to figure out what it is, become ordinary person. And if you never just try to just figure out what's the, what, why does the thinking come out, seeing your mind, this person become a saint. That's it. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Leave it. Leave it to inevitability. Leave it to inevitability. Accept the inevitability with your whole being. That's it, as I just mentioned. If you don't care much about the thinking, if you don't care much about thinking, you just become sage. If you care much about the thinking, you become an ordinary person. That's it. This means there is such a oh no. Okay. It's a whole being. If you do this, you will be you will definitely be saved. See? If you don't care much about thinking or thought without any reason, you're gonna be, you never have any trouble. You never have any trouble. You don't need to seek for anything. You don't need to seek for anything. Even you just try to, you always try to seek for anything in the life. It's a totally unnecessary. Simply just sleep. Never try to seek for anything. Okay, that is totally enough. Okay, that is the Buddhist teaching. Yeah. まあ、芸能施設の、teacher. まあ、what, what is the Buddhist? What is the Buddhist is ourselves, the essential self, the essential self. The essential self never have any trouble. That is the Buddhist. That is the Buddhist. So, Gary-san, you're going to be Buddhist sooner or later. We totally hope. Okay. That is the Buddhist teaching. See? That is who we are. See? That is who we are. We never have any trouble. We never have any question, problem at all. See, basically, fundamentally. See? That is the essential self. Although our existence is something like that, but people never understand it, even in concept. See, that's the reason. That's caused us problem, the question, trouble. So once we have to realize, who we are, how we'll be able to do it is that's it. Only that you'll be able to just realize this reality. Then you never have any trouble. This is the Buddhist teaching. We have our own five faculty. We have our own five faculty. The real truth acts through the sense of organ, the eyes, ears, nose, tongues, and body, with nothing remaining. Those six senses, those five senses, even at the thinking self as well. Those six senses are just acting. those six senses just acting without, with nothing remaining, nothing there. When I clap my hand, just as it is, nothing less and no. See, in another word, this one, those six senses, just simply act as it is, then end, complete end, then nothing left at all, nothing left at all. So we don't have any trouble because nothing, because nothing, because nothing remains, nothing remains. Perfect. Okay. And without thinking, without thinking, without thinking, so with nothing remaining, without thinking, we are perfectly, completely just acting right now. Because we don't care much about those six senses. Those six senses. If you don't care much about those six senses, you never have any trouble. But very fortunate. See, before recognition, before consciousness, we are simply just acting without nothing remaining, without thinking. Then you just recognize this reality. Then you just take it out. See? Once you just memorize, then you just take it out and try to figure out what's the things just come out in your mind. See, the things come out, and you try to figure out. See? It's caused us trouble. See? The reality is a completely and nothing else. See, why we have to just take it out and try to figure out? It's a totally useless. But people are always doing. Very, very, very not understand. See, so we just quit it. We simply just quit. So we just simply stop doing it. See, that is that. Just take it. Just let it go as it is. Whatever thinking just come out in your mind. Simply let it go. Let it go as it is. Then you'll be able to be completely free from everything. That's the Shakyamuni Buddha's. That is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. Thought and the truth and are different. See? Other people never understand it. What people think of the thought, but thinking is a reality. See? Truth. No, totally misunderstanding. See? Thought and thinking is another reality. Why the thinking or thought come out? See, the thinking and thought they come out without any reason. What people think about, because what you think of the self exists in this body. They, this the what you this self think, and then thinking was supposed to come out. This is totally misunderstood in this body. You see, there is nothing. Nobody just exists. What we think of the self. This is empty. This is empty. So people don't know much about. That's reason. thinking just come out without any reason. You don't need to care much about it. So we have to, we have to understand why it's true. Thought and the truth are different, even in concept. Then the root cause of making a mistake is that the truth is not related to whether one likes or dislikes something. As I just mentioned, our 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 cause of the suffering. Suffering is nothing concerned with thinking ourselves. So that's the reason we don't need to just think about anything. We don't need to try to figure out the kind of suffering by thinking. Suffering is just suffering. Suffering is just suffering. But the thing is, if you try to deal with or figure out what's the suffering is, it causes trouble. You simply just let it go. And that is certainly enough. But unfortunately, people try to figure out, try to deal with the kinds of suffering by thinking. And it causes suffering. It causes suffering. People don't know much about it. Okay, so thought and the truth are different. The root cause of making a mistake is that the truth is not related to whether one likes or dislikes something. People tend to see truth through the concept or thinking, while being separated from real truth, while being separated from the real truth, as I just mentioned. What a kind of trouble is nothing concerned with the thinking ourselves. See, thinking ourselves simply just come out in your mind without any reason. See, nothing concerned with what you're thinking about suffering. Oh, so simply just take it out, let it go as it is. It's a totally enough. But people never understand, even in concept or thinking. But that's it. If you do that, the more you do that, the more you'll be able to be separated from the thinking. So eventually, what's happening is there is no separation. There is no separation between this and that. There is no separation between this and that. You never know much about it. You never just realize anything. Simply as it is. This much you're just thinking of thoughts cease. This much you're thinking of thoughts dropped away. Then you'll be able to encounter. The essential self. That is Zazen. Okay. So-called being in a condition of the self. When I face this, I simply become as it is. See? This reality only exists. This reality only exists. See? But people always try to dislike or like. To judge. People always to judge, dislike or like with this reality. This reality. Nothing concerns like or dislike. When I feel this, without like or dislike, but simply become as it is. Nothing concerned with like or dislike. Simply become as it is. People don't know much about this. Then you just recognize. Then you just recognize this. There is certain separation between this and this. Otherwise, you never just realize what it is. Then see what kind of the self just come out in your mind, and you just try to just judge reality as like or dislike. This is the total useless. That is a creation of thinking. So that is not a true. Okay. The first time, the first time you hear you hear a sound. That sound is directly one with you. See, directly one with you is yourself. When I when I clap my hand, you simply you directly become this sound is this sound. This sound is yourself. This sound is essentially yourself. See, what people think about. See, sound is yourself just separately. This is totally misunderstanding. Gary-san, where are you? Are you living in a different planet?
I had to leave the library.
Library? No,
No,
you
had
never
to
be
leave.
able to do it. You never be able to do it. You do not do it. Okay. That is a kind of downtown. Downtown. Is that the kind of downtown in Iceland? Iceland. Iceland. Okay. The first time you hear a sound, that sound is a direct one with you. See? This is very important. So when I clap my hand, you simply you simply or directly become this sound is there is no separation between sound. Just Gary-san, what you wanna say? What you wanna say?
I'm just going walk to work now. Walk to my work.
You don't need to think about anything. Simply walk. Simply
No work.
walk. Okay. Okay, very good. So it is a very subtle and wonderful aspect of the true self. Without doing anything, without self. See, Garrison simply walk. Even he just tried to the reason why that is such a useless though. Never think about why you can just walk. That's a totally simply walk. Simply walk. That's a totally enough. It's very easy. Okay, this is not something to be. This is not something to be thought about, understood. It is a truth which each of us is facing right now, and for for which we need verification. Even you understand this reality by thinking also. It's a totally useful. It's a totally useful. Nothing 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 valuable at all. Nothing valuable. So what you have to do is simply just sit, and then until you just realize what's the reality, what the essential says, what's the reality is. Then you'll be just able to just completely free from everything. That is that. Okay. Gary-san, even you're walking, but the thinking or thought come out in your mind. You never care much about it. Then see what you're walking, what you're walking is become whole universe. That is Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. See, whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing, see, the things just come out in your mind, or the things just coming out on your Dharma body. See, it's a universe. It's a whole universe. You just become a master of the universe. Master of the universe. May I say so? You doubt it. But try to do it. See? Try to do it. That's much our true existence is tremendous. That's the reason we have to do a zazen in order to realize who we are. Only zazen will be able to realize this reality. Hi, Gary-san, and everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Flavio-san, Ekyo-san, and muchas